Here I am with Chef Todd Fisher. Chef, how you doing?
I am wonderful. Beautiful day.
We're here in the Salinas Valley. What do you think about being here in the Salinas Valley and everything?
I love being here. We provide produce for the world, and having my home base here is really a nice feature, because I get everything that I get is 36 or less hours out of the field. So
that's right.
It's pretty nice to have.
It's all fresh. I mean, we're from Vegas, as you know. There's great restaurants there, but it's always to come to where it comes from, which is right here. So today we had some great lunch. The first thing we had, it was a Caesar salad. So tell me about your concept behind that.
Absolutely. It's kind of our spin on a Caesar salad. We're working with Diorigo Brothers, who is one of the powerhouse growers in our valley. And I say that, everybody thinks about the small farm, and for me, these are one of my small farmers. Even though they're huge and they do massive acreage,
they're big.
But they really have deep ties to the community. Great company. So we use their rapini, or their broccoli rabe, in our Caesar salad, and we don't put any garlic. We just blanch and then puree the rapini into the dressing.
Okay.
Still, it doesn't have any egg in it, just a little mustard, and the rapini helps emulsify the dressing, and the anchovies. So you get kind of that nice garlic essence and radish kind of flavor from it, but it's a little lighter. It doesn't have the egg in there, and it's a great salad. Then we just finish that off with a little bit of Romano, grated Romano, and also a Greek feta.
That was really good, and it was paired with the Pinot Grigio, which was awesome pairing as well.
Wente does some fantastic wines.
I think that between the two, all three pairings were great, but that really is always one that stands out.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is great. So the next one, the colored cauliflower enchiladas.
Yes. Well, we've been working with a lot of different recipes with the colored cauliflower. So it's got the purple, the green, and the yellow. And everybody knows, of course, the traditional white cauliflower.
Right.
And what we've done is we just tried to incorporate that into kind of just a different flair. Everybody, a lot of people don't even use cauliflower. We look at it, we think of it as a steamed, head. Maybe you put some, what is it, they do cheese sauce or something, right?
Sure.
So we were trying to incorporate it and make just something new, something creative. And a lot of times also you buy cauliflower and you don't use the whole head.
Right.
So this recipe incorporates the entire head of a cauliflower, also some potatoes, some fresh cheese, rolled up like an enchilada, baked. We use some of the Diorigo fennel, as I mentioned, and tomatoes roasted down into a really nice enchilada sauce. So it's got a lot of different depth. And then we added the enhancement of that sesame seed mole just to give it some rich, dark, to help bolster on the shoulders of that Pinot that we had.
Well, the flavor, like you were just talking about layering, there were different layers of flavors when we ate that.
Yeah.
It was always like each bite, there was like a different surprise.
Exactly.
It was always,
good.
It's great.
Good.
I love that.
I can't stand a meal where the first bite tastes like the last bite.
No.
I love to have those, a little bit of a ride where you're going along. So.
Well, we had a great ride with that one.
Good.
And so we also had the broccoli rabe and the carne asada tacos.
Yes. So that, if I may, was we again used the rapini, or the broccoli rabe, kind of shredded that and mixed it in with the grilled, thinly sliced New York strip steak, some caramelized red onions, and then made a couple of different sauces for that too. We used their cactus pear, and made a jalapeno and cactus pear vinaigrette that we touched that off with, again, just to kind of brighten it up, give it some really a little bit of intense heat.
It was nice.
That Syrah was a nice blend, because that Syrah had nice pepper and kind of some of that deep charcoal and smoke to it. So it was a great combination, I thought.
It was, and we also had, as we came in, we had the guacamole and the salsa. And that guacamole was really nice. It wasn't like any other guacamole I've had. It was a great surprise to me.
Well, again, we took the rapini, or the broccoli rabe.
Right.
So we kind of incorporated all their products into every dish, basically. And we took a very traditional guacamole recipe: tomato, a little red onion, a little bit of cumin and cilantro and lime. Threw in some serranos, and then chopped in, again, shredded in that rapini. And it just does it brings things to life, because we like the astringent on our palate, especially with the fat of the avocado. It was just a nice explosion of flavor in the mouth.
And we're going to be finishing up. I'm like looking and waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to come. I'm like, we have it's a prickly pear sorbet.
Yeah, so it's their cactus prickly pear sorbet. It is it's incredible. The color is phenomenal. It is this pink like no pink you've ever seen before. Massimo Gelato out of Monterey does it for them.
Okay.
And so we're just using his product.
Okay.
Highlighting it's a perfect combination of sweets with a little bit of tart and citric acid. And we've just done a small little baked cookie, basically, to sit it on. Very small. You guys had a big lunch, and I know you're off to a Pinot tasting.
I know.
So
it really goes to show you about Monterey. I mean, like I said, we're from Vegas. Vegas, you know, culinary capital now.
It has become,
you know.
exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Big time.
But, you know, the wines and the food come from here. Yeah. And this is the beginning of where it gets to those Michelin star restaurants. Exactly. So it all comes from right here.
Yeah.
And we did have the prickly pear lemonade when we came in. That was kind of interesting as well.
Good.
So
good. Yeah, showing you the different uses that has. I mean, because obviously, like the vinaigrette we made for the taco, it can be savory. Obviously, lends itself incredibly because the fruit itself, the natural flower of the cactus, is already sweet. But you know, Diorigo grows 3 different varieties. They do with their sweet emerald, which is looks almost like a kiwi.
Right.
It's, inside, it's still got the same cactus pear shape to the outside, but it's green and like a kiwi. Then they do the sweet sunset, which has got that almost like burnt orange color to it, which is really beautiful. And then, of course, the traditional cactus pear, which is that vibrant pink that we were talking about.
It was great. Chef, it's a pleasure.
Thank
Your
you
food is great. We're looking forward to that dessert. I want to get back in there and get it. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Thank you.